If your phone rang in the last 6 months and someone said they were collecting a tax debt for the IRS, you had two possibilities. One, it was a real private collection agency working a real IRS file. Two, it was a scammer using fear to drain your bank account. The scary part is the two sound almost identical on the first call. In 2026, the IRS expanded its private debt collection program. More accounts, older accounts, smaller balances. The reach is the widest it has ever been. So is the scammer activity that follows it. Here is how to tell the difference, what your real rights are, and what to do on the call before you hand over a single piece of information. First, the IRS works with 4 private collection agencies. The list is short, and it has not changed in years. CBE Group, Coast Professional, Conserve, Pioneer Credit Recovery. If the caller works for any other name, the caller is not collecting for the IRS. End of story. Second, the IRS will warn you before the call. Every legitimate handoff starts with a paper notice from the IRS itself, called the CP40. The CP40 lists the agency assigned to your file, the balance, and a taxpayer authentication number. The private agency then sends a second letter with the same authentication number. 2 letters arrive before the phone rings. So if a phone call comes out of the blue with no letters first, slow down. A real PCA will not work a file the IRS has not warned you about. Third, the authentication number is your shield. On the call, the real PCA will read part of the number to verify you, and you read the rest of it back. The match proves both sides are real. Scammers will not have the number. They will demand your full social security number or your bank account details up front to verify you, which is the opposite of how the real system works. Fourth, the real PCAs do not have full IRS powers. They are not allowed to file a tax lien against you. They are not allowed to issue a levy on your bank account. They are not allowed to garnish your wages. They are not allowed to summon you. They are not allowed to report your debt to a credit bureau. If a caller threatens any of these things, the caller is either a scammer or breaking federal rules. And either way, you hang up. Fifth, the real PCAs cannot accept payment from you directly. Every dollar of an IRS debt has to go to the IRS, not the collection agency. The agency will walk you through how to pay the IRS through irs.gov, by check made out to the United States Treasury, or through the electronic federal tax payment system. If a caller asks for a gift card, an iTunes card, a prepaid debit, a wire transfer to a personal account, or a payment to the agency itself, the caller is a scammer. Sixth, you have rights that override the conversation. Federal law gives you the right to demand a private collector stop contacting you. You write it down, you send it in, and the calls have to stop. The IRS itself does not lose its rights. The agency loses the right to call. The case goes back to the IRS until it is resolved. You also have the right to send the case back to the IRS at any time. You write a short letter to the PCA and say you want your account returned to the IRS for handling. They have to do it. This is one of the most useful pieces of leverage in the whole system because most taxpayers do not know the option exists. Now, what should you actually do when you get the call? Step 1, ask for the agency name, the caller name, and the caller ID badge number. Write them down. Step 2, ask for your taxpayer authentication number. Refuse to give any other personal information until they verify it. Step 3, pull out your CP40 if you have it. If you have never seen a CP40, the caller is not real, and you say goodbye. Step 4, if everything matches, the next step is the conversation about your debt. You have options here. A real PCA will offer either a 120-day full pay or a payment plan of up to 7 years on the lower balance program they operate. They do not get to negotiate an offer in compromise. That is an IRS-only decision, one through a separate process. Step 5, if the offered terms do not work for you, this is the moment to ask for your file to be sent back to the IRS. A tax resolution professional has the full set of programs available on the IRS side, including currently not collectible status, offer in compromise, and penalty relief, none of which the PCA is allowed to handle. Here is the trap to watch out for in 2026. Scammers are using the news of the program expansion to make their calls sound believable. They quote real laws. They use real agency names. They mail fake letters that look like real CP40 notices. If you are unsure about a letter you got, do not call the number on the letter itself.
Pull the IRS phone number from irs.gov and call them directly to verify the case is real. The shortest summary I give you is this. Real IRS collectors warn you first. Scammers ambush you. Real collectors prove their identity. Scammers demand yours. Real collectors point you to the United States Treasury. Scammers point you to a gift card. Hang up if you have to. Ask questions. Check the names against the public list of 4. The IRS gave you tools to know who is on the other end of the call. Use them, and the scam loses its only weapon, which is your fear.